Poet Philip Lawrence Sherrod. I'm going to read to you one blue poem, and the title of the book is Sex Icon, published in 1985 by Carousel Publications, Inc. Via a printing press, and the ISB number was 0-9398226-00-5, Library of Congress Catalog, card number 84-73341. It was typeset in Prestige 1012, and it's a first edition. It was published by Carousel Publications, Springfield, New Jersey, and printed by Melbourne Press, Melbourne, New Jersey. I won't read you the table of contents, but the book is comprised of 81 pages, a poem a page, but ultimately one blue poem. So, see if I can make it through the time element of 81 pages. One blue poem called Sex Icon. Sweet sweat fills the room. 100% railroad prize and groom. Too much idolatry, smiling, cajoling, cotton-picking revelry. Hard mothers and bigoted to belief. No relief and frigated. Bandana Madonnas to music. Education has changed all that. Green like grass. 2 Briggs Stratton motors, horse and half. Power blade song laugh. No blades greener than ass. G excluded. R excluded. G only girls then saw where my pen, and one could become deluded. Cheerleader still positive with letter B. Root toot for the other team. What if they score when to the grass was never greener? White is white though, saucer cup, 2 plastic elements up. Dreams, childhood, security, feminism, and garbage. No, mama. Poor kid. This time to maturity, to argument and psychological trauma. To argument, and it's well worth it. She said, smell the burnt toast. I smell nothing, and nothing from nothing leaves nothing. I said, and cut the shit. I won that one, needless to boast. The glint off the foil, double mint, green and chewy, beige this, middle class, bitch and screwy. Look on their faces, toil, translated into goil by the Jew, sensitive and not the least bit true. I know it doesn't matter. Abercrombie. So much for that choo-choo and nonchalant. He's green ball cap, red ears. Listening to the fuzz and no tears. Drunk to the end and not valiant. No hero speaks here. And they sat like zombies. We waited, we shouldn't, we did. She in pink top and pink bottom and pink tongue. Groveling for truth on the roof. We didn't know it was his mother. Jack Wasserman told me that the kid, and he committed suicide later, jumped off the roof. Bad linguists, weak bowels, flashing insight to maternalism, hung like cow. She plotted tongue on song, sweet heifer. Sweet milk, sweet vowels, add a line, and not specifically journalism. Bored by the plow, the trowels opened up her wrongs. Enough is enough. I could have been, and the big money, strong, young, and virile, me looking down, eyes blue. I couldn't have been an S-song like Brahms. Not selective bad drums, and no qualms. He's got money and doesn't invest it. True, you've got more balls than brains, sonny. And on, ringing like the world. Caffeine in cup, Tuscan cream, half and half, morning, New Year, breakfast in bed, girl. He's a risk, right, if only a bit daft. Not right of mind or body, but gone. Gone to the world. Delighted, but alive. Dead, but alive. Tongue in cheek and ready to split in and out, for in, contemptuously wet with word, poet, workman in order of dream, phyla, blue face, cast of stage, blue, cityscape. In the dream, the elephant traps, holes of infinity laced with rum and divinity, crossword puzzles, and never worked anything out. He said, we couldn't spell damn, and damn the rap. His finger constantly taps and shouts to high hell, down with English and chagrinity. We know better, at least. She does. We should know better. Phone rings, so does my head. Long distance drinks. Your mother is better. I hope so, and she blinks her big eyes. I am sorry, and I'm late, back to square one. I wore the high heels. You didn't. Dumb and sings to high heaven, bout to doze. August heat beat, bound to have been a better way. Hoboken. Wrong hitch, half asleep. Bernardsville, West Elite. Providence, wrong stop with wrong feet. Don't get it off, son, without slum lotion. Two buds, wiser than I, drunk as skunks, always tail up. Spring foam from here to eternity, oil, musk, and no reason. Frup you, Fogarty, two guys and no spy. Don't get it off here, son. Your eternity. Call of the wild never came. You said you would, shoo-shoo. From here to Timbuktu, biker's bill and always blue. Shoo-shoo. Out of control, your game. No telephone calls in morning death. Wake up, aching, hard, bereft. And no nonsense, and the rib hurts. Humidity, your vengeance. Rep la pli. In all your talking you never give, black unto your sphinx head now. I say go for it, a popular idiom sow, pig your bitch, eyes, breath, tears squirt. Don't cry now, babe, frizzly hair like yours is, stands truth on end. Debatable, I say, unto your bitch nap and mumble in high school I was known for giving ed. Gray matter forming a particular is in my brain no joke, but the oak still in sap. Mr. X and Miss Brooks in 6th Avenue, 56th Street said, don't know what you're talking out of talk is high and time words on plate like gout, route and get even if poets are rhyme lifting in revenue. As H.O. Mencken says, paragraph after paragraph, yes. It's your soft eye, don't cry, no more hurry. Writers, good bard or bad, never worry. Wish I could believe that. 2 G strings, hang on, blue garter, snake, exercise like Bach. No talent produces long dong song astur I us. Jumping at the chance to face the phone. Bobby Miller's voice rings of sadness. I've got cancer in the throat. Growth on the old voice box, moaning speechless. I can't hardly sings. We poets, you know, without words can't gloat. I thought of Berryman, Plath, Thomas. In the Donut Coffee House, ringers for classical ringers. Loop the loop around the head, hole to pole, clank, clank, cap the double ringers, kept twice over by the cancer of the mouse, ringing bells twice like a mad pollock or dead louse. The call 1980 Oklahoma says, "We don't want you to get excited, but the doctors says Mama's got cancer of the lungs. P.S. you say, neophyted and spirited songs and poems were ordered." Bill accepted size of quarters, no dimes, the doctors say. The lumps the size of mumps, on whose mice? The size of dimes, 5 spots. Now ain't that nice? But don't worry. The doctors are going to give her chemotherapy, and she'll have to wear a wig like fauna over her headscape, and it's no merapy. All in all, charades, men or ball. So much for that. I think, she said, power is dangerous. Only in groups the individual troops rise to occasion so sour of which there are none. Meaning that Leo was sitting with her, without acknowledging me, my head shining on all fours, typical, taking 8 books back. Among the dunged-out pastries, her powdered behind hung over the chocolate eclairs, and the libraries closed on Wednesday. Forced one to complain and grin and bear it. Yellow taxi cabs stream past my subconsciousness. Out of gas, the driver, me, complains little, for what are dreams for? But to collect past fares or belittle the 1980s peroxide blonde, looking so sore. Eyes and warring factions turned over. Lick can of worms. Sing to us, bug out. Punk insects and straight jackets turns my stomach. Frugs me in, she says, as long as you have money, you can come and see me, honey. Flesh hanging like 8 lusts busting out, age of misfits, punks, rocks disabilitated on the eternal note, white, shelf, the black cry, fly, crept, then slept. After preening his paws, legs to you, from plastic sealed, forever sealed, like a lover over all spastic perfume, for you and me in this century quiet. A worker, or maybe become rehabilitated, nervous, not being able to take the scissor step. We will, overshooting their stability, they paired off. Couples without reality. Fire trucks still looking for green, fire inept, blue flame bluer yet. Their uniforms the fuzz, ring tracks in the poet's record, running in the groove. Sex by lecture with me, toesies, do accordingly prove hot lovely me, writ in blimpy. Plural, 8 poems, roses. Dreaming all's life's gesture, 'tis simply complex. Toot, toot, tut, tut, no more this intellectual smut. Drinking again can become habit, forming literal Babbitt. Calls Friday, date day, whistler. She tilting her G-ass towards her. Irish, 'tis not the question. Going to life the lesson, hot as Hades. August. You were with that girl again. In Brooklyn, shoo-shoo, lust or bust, and good-looking, the girls, but they are. Johnny Walker where? Queer, sitting in stool again. She knowing Scotch cannot combat Sir Ulcer. Foo-foo, diabetic's grin. She some hustler talker. Spent the day, Sunday, Matthew, Andrew, hiatus, collecting me thoughts without chagrin. him the writer blipping, the thing, where the world expects function, Virgo's critique, in D-Day's junction, some film bronze over bombs and peacetime rings, even if Custer was weird enough collecting scalps didn't solve them. Life to Bud, Andy, your problem, their problem, scalp lifting after 26 years and 6 bits, shave and haircut, barber standing in front of blue poles, peppermint revolving and dissolving, shit hits the fan. And I said, philosophy old as hills, I give you fair cut, with no moral velocity, I scoffed. 3 p.m. of exercised insanity, anxiety, complexus, nympholeptus, and maybe brain fag. It's to he considered a promotion. Simon says no scissor step. Pit of the wills. And Israel dictates verbanity. Me boss, you worker, shirker. Deletus and Brutus. Chock full of nuts. Time passed when Spinelli and me drew people common on napkins. Master faces in master places and black girls leaning over our lapkins to see literary human Norse of pen. You win, she said. I kiss. Yo head and no buts about it. Now dead on his feet, no god of Mercury, and in communications seat, but full steam ahead with God's tail. Delete smut sinks the boat of life. And Hermes, two-headed twin, says, you never win, but you poets are triumphant. We poets, my friend, are triumphant, rang in my head. Francesco Spinelli, just half Sicilian. November champing at his bit, or Aristotelian, the world's mad as any hatter. Horse and part, no more pea soup for you, Shakespeare. Which brings me to middle-brained America. Country no place to make bad, no place to con art, children, or food. Sounds of Roman empiricism, intrepidity, any discipline 'tis worth its fervor. To put one's thumb down, workaholic friend and clown, tyrant unto his living end. Heads over tails in love with romanticism, wriggling like snake. Black Madonna with fuck you whirl across the avenue. Her voice taking the fifth, we burning our eye. Hey, beautiful, Larry Faden says. I shift unconscious and suitable. For what comes goes down the pike. Nike, so much too feminine and no dyke. High heels over her head. In Lincoln, Seville, in parking lot. Oh, Lot and his daughters. We poets, my friend, are triumphant, or at least the poem, the song, orders make one laugh. Hard rubber in the road. 'Tis no load of comfort, the whaler's gaff. Skin is only poem deep. Pricks and wine are dead. Alcoholic breath, gin and chronic. Psycho lick, dipping her glance, flyward. Good God, more privates than meet the eye. Fuck you, Whitey, and you can have the key. Fuck you, everybody. Humping the muse, doubled up in ecstasy. Frug the bug, she said, snapping her fingers. Wait, and wait till you see my special snapper, all fish and fresh water tested. I'm about to go, Coast Guard International, going home with you, my whitey rational, and death is no subject for disgusting ourselves, our live selves. The sick claim their peers, queried by I don't desire death, and death has no equal or rest, driven from birth to bitch to fears. Conversation contests us in night airs, singing so nimble, so bimble, so capable, nightingale of Manhattan, song hidden in hurricane, Susie, on the make streets tormented by the Latin song of death, near death, rapeable and choosy, and men drunk in China are irresponsible. He's been around, clown down on himself, and two flew over the cuckoo's nest, 'bout 2 feet above the ground. If all that matters, Norm before the storm done his dead level best. She left him, baby, and while he's way teaching, him preaching to himself. Note, and it did matter. 3 up, 3 down, an old bullying American idiom clown. Bass, see, hear this. When I was a kid, 14 years, the big boys all went to hell across the tracks. To Shantytown, electric in blues, lit the cardboard corrugated boxes, black Japanese lean-to shacks, lean-to transparent dresses, brown meat hanging for sale, and Big Pearl popping the sperm off the towel between her 20-pound legs, yelling, "Next!" Me, of course, refusing to leave the car. Moto-fied. The beast stalks his nightly realms, enchanted love-slain bodies at random on adolescent lake. Lipstick on lips like fireflies off and on. A mother's kiss, his nightly betrayal flickers in the dark passage. Primate versus primate. Humidity, trees, knowledge. Swinging through this thick human climate. Thank fountains, gods, squirt, and squirrels' faint footage. Why these godless forms, lumbering in taste, her pink tits swinging from her waist, wearing number 12. Blue shoe, blue, below the belt. How can keep happy? Puerto Ricans slap your thigh. Music runs through you like dong and felt. Is not your dance to reason why. Nature proves or moves you into the realm of matter. Constant abuse of headbands that ride on bodies like their god. Tell us of bodies, mass insurrection versus individual glands, pretense of rebellion. So easily trod leads the head into human thoughts that bug the god. And death in immortality with no residual, in other words, I'm peeved. Save your money, save your seed. Patience is virtual panic indeed. She said, the hummingbird circles slowly the honeysuckle. Vine like Drew rendered it, she said, as in chuckles, bees, miracles, and love. This afternoon touches in morality, taste, innocuous and circumspect. Spanish, dread to think, as one cares in neglect. She kicks the religion habit. What time is it? Hot enough hands by clock or totality, combing hair like Renoir, bound to be big girl when she grows up. Talking to exit like witch Hagar, self-righteous in control and erect, tension and timing the eyeball down, clairvoyant voyeur with safe passage in intellect. Then the music. Let's get with it, baby. The sighs, 'tis over. 'Tis Pecker's asleep. He's risen from park bench, no justice of peace. 'Tis tall over now, an ambulance arrives. Won't be found downtown, derelict and dives. He in sainthood, between red, white, and blue. Our Lady's ship, flag, an American died, true. He served me hearty and hail. But I wouldn't contest him if I were you. Never been arrested for rape or in jail. Paints a pretty picture of sea wind or gale, still life, isosceles, triangle of man. Understand woman, understand man. Philosophical, sop the pigs. Understand. No one to talk to. The Kilroy. She called excited, talking about Pissarro. You could have been more patient, like in hospital of dimwits. She didn't call you. Or your alter ego. If the shoe from Holland fits, wear it. Crazy Razy from Far Rockaway had so many children she didn't know what to do. Stuck them in Holland, in shits out of the blue, and fed them truth and didn't flounder, lost her third husband, trying and to get his citizenship the rounder, her third baby, a rip-off artist. In form as I've found it, like a ball, there seems I working at both ends, like spaghetti, intertwining round tip of tongue, from fork to mouth to nail, as in linguine stuck to Christ al dente. Crazy Eddie says that's crazy. Crazy Eddie says, baby. This beautiful girl, Spanish I remember, took dope. In December, her man, mental pusher, took dope. Had 2 kids cerebrally damaged and opted 4 years later to walk in front of me like old man without memory. Top that, if you can, in life's span. Verbal vows, seductive pals, sweet and discreet. Pain in Christ, the pain in my back. Good dog, never meant, suck yellow streak and discontent. I think the machine stopped for a human being as angina in the Bronx. My name's Angina in the Bronx. You mean Jelly Bean Angelina from North Carolina de la Cronx. The look she gave me reminded me your gift, my gain, as if sex and chest were no pain. Pregnant as Peter, Paul, and Moses, she's gone and done it among the roses. And this pigeon is fookin' for it, so am I. Bye-bye, fly away, bird, in Roseland, and we don't talk, no, from girly. She waded in and kicked the water, some like incoherent daughter, with white shorts and longer top, making sex rings from bottom to top, waving her arms for freedom in America, slave no doubt trying to scarica us, the dope. Look at bitch box, in black and white stripe, funked out to music, white headband on, sick cellulite, starting at hip line and time, shovels in the locks, uncrosses her legs like Mrs. Christ in time. She would, legs open, black security, metropolitan clock, guard, shaking head, to music, let's beat it, pretending to look elsewheres, stares, eyeballs, sticking lard, closed. He rubbing her back with fingertips in circles, both dressed in black. She saying it's miracles that we have met in the sack. Water beds are wet, and if you believe in reality, shishin, shashin for the mummy. Oh, sweet Adeline. 'Tis not like ad-libbing or fibbing. She twisting in his hair into her hands, glands grand, standed and grand slammed. I'm crazy about home run poets. From here to Apollo shot and landed like a rocket. What not? Which came first, chicken or hero? Adam with one broken rib missing, woman as made up to its alter ego truth. In Garden of Gethsemane, the egg is the rub, bub. And three men in a tub, and who do you think we see? Ha ha, he he. The woman's sexual, man's mind is made to be spiritual. She said my ears perked up like, doggone it, baby. Why do you talk like that? Feminism. Show missed yo. And bygone be the days when they discover read your conversation pertaining to the fact. Love that baby. Something happened before, like it or not, the hunchbacked in good humor as ice cream man in red and white and polka dots was from Poland. Muse, if you choose. Oh, malefic abuse. 8:30 a.m. up and at 'em. New York City sitting pretty and not witty. She said, I miss the chickens, the roosters. Ha ha. Me looking barn attitude without Adam. Eve. And the first night we broke bread in bed shitty. Cock-a-doodle-doo. No hen suffices, no Lady Hamlet. Lady Max washes the blood from chicken's foot. Tells us our blood was worthless. Corn-fed a shoe-in for the rooster over the roostin', crowin'. Tone-deaf and top of manure heap. Heap amount of song. Heap amount of snot. Dripping from Mozart's violin playing. Nose. The worst nose. The nose knows perfect. Time and composition, disposition of man's love beyond love, note for note, writ and shit from the perfect plot of species dedicated to woman's hate. More, 'tis more, voiced in ironic rhyme, the words winged of some angel of crime, spouting evil from the female form, doesn't matter. 'Tis not what you say, but how you say it. I, gladder when me, first knew me. She was fatter, which proves one to show we go to shit. Critical degree, as in Ms. Rosenwald's Sears and Roebuck, Chicago. In heat of August day, 200 acres plundered by Owl's Head. Walking stick tells us our blood is worthless. Who knows who one can bump into, albeit such as the White Rock Cornish cock. But let's be practical, she said. Money isn't everything. How did that show get into you? T-Day told him. I was kingpin of erotica 2 days after I painted Ruth Chai Vodka. An image was missing, white and blue. NRCV came over on Saturday and laid or sat for hours, painted, and he grabbed her because PSN from Vienna told her to watch out, 'cause he's German-Irish and never tires, and admitted he did have a day. I don't believe that. You'll see 2 policemen in this Square Park, Madison, for 6 months, 12 months, maybe, baby. It takes 2 to tango in Aries. My eyes round with badges pregnant to the hilt or mound. Mound this mine with short fuse, mind your voice, choice, not obtuse. Mind, mound, Peter, Paul, and coconut, eat your way, pubescent and puberilous. He's headed for Bellevue. What a nut! A mind to bomb, city psyche, chewy, and coconut. Absolute truth and absolute poetry. Cackling of the barnyard hen predisposes the rooster's imagination and the muse that lays the golden egg. but we fall from absolute politics, absolutely ideas and not motion, broadsides absolute, and in emotive throwback, strand of city lights drawing to infinity to its source. In chiaroscuro, an artist of insanity, Italian somewhat, putting on the makeup to top-notch straight-bridged nose to top-notch like barrels of identity, bull, round female circus without a clown, or feet downtown. For what you say is always taken out of context. Look at that ugly condominium. Obnoxious little boxes where my parents live in delirium. People, Jamaican, parade, were all out yesterday. Supercilious pinko, rum, and fellatio foxes. 11 or 115% proof. Taconic Parkway. 'Tis all so nice to me, it's all so painful. This is it. This is what are waiting for. Muse, hands on the steering wheel. Don't want to bore you, Charlie, but could you scratch it shamefully? And I'll unbutton my leotard. It's all so painful. Silly trees pass by and all. Multiple personalities and dwarfed reality. She sets me up to that introspective attitude of which 'tis the true self sacrificed. Lips split round the globe and latitude of the world. What's this woman coming to? She waved bad bye and walks barefoot in maleality. There are days when one's on my desk is up. I've got my legs back on, which leaves me or one to think every third light on, and turn it out at electric intervals. Tim can read upside down. So can I, but not faster than right side up. Wonder if the horses will be in the barn today, me thinking of Fuseli's nightmare, and Gnome sitting atop breast staring. Washburn Road, fire, water, and dome. Look, daughter, we wouldn't or shouldn't do it here. Roman eyes and pie, liquid with flame, okay, but Dr. Rooster, on the spot looking down her throat, cock-a-doodle-doo. Bad day 'tis, Sir Combe of Moat. A good day to you. We used to the avenue, 2 metal chains, hen-a-doodle-doo. Blue jays today instead of Bach. What's the world coming to? Rock. And her eyes slanted. Psyche, oriental in continental song. In 2 dimensions, worn out and left in shell fit, baby. And those pants fatigued, or stamina leads one to have bad day and better enema. I couldn't say yes or no. Art is relative, cousin buzzin' from Michigan. We was married before he knew mama. An Ann Arbor mismatch, disparage in the snow, and failed all my grades down hills. Poverty, insensibility, innobility taught me trauma. No go, girlie, all stop surely. Get up, get dressed. My penis is in Venus, in Virgo. Pacifist and bound to nonviolence, she in some trance-like transcendental began to reign. In corner of room, with her perfume, and still naked nearly. Jumps in pastoral picture, cow of mine, in vertigo, concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. Leaves, trees, grasses, barns, surely be responsible and remonstrate. Rebel unto our living in, die hard like Rimbaud, begin the begun or begum. Green of green rock stone of my passion fruit, lichen gripping the lip. No words to be found, queer slipping in blip, at least in clarity my attraction. This Indian princess, hark, soft passion fruit, ready for the picking. My green lust in mint, like peppermint growing along fire hydrant. She no animal to speak to, in triple mint, and in no Wrigley's, no Chicago supplement, no grass, 'tis ever greener next door. Like Uncle Getty the proof, 'tis in the pump. She, as usual, slipped away in discontent and said, grass, 'tis never greener, with or without chlorophyll. Chop, chop, wood stoppers as our frost is clone drone of Sicily, in malcontent and identity of bad Robin. Do you hear me, Phil? Who? Said the owl of discourse, let out the cows and mounted the hearse. Bully of rhyme and Billy of verse, remember the balloon party and little Teddy drinking 7-Up and not too steady. 6 tens at bottom of Jake's pond. Morals dragging ending up from. Spyro Gyra spiraling Annie spurt green from his spirit. There shall be a flurry of wings. And he's a beautiful verbal stand-in means. You know, I said, symbol is only hypothetical. Half of my genius is come out typewriter. You men shine as God alphabetical. No, I mean there's sperm on the typewriter and there shall be a flurry of wings. Rhode Island red, buff cotton swabs, combed red, ka, head bent on manure, flip, flop, hen and rooster taking off his cap, comb, good morning, Miss Hen. Let's begin with the N, enigmatically, and there shall be a flurry of wings. Stop it, flies. What an inscription you are to me. She said, Fasolino monuments see erected in all cemeteries are like powder puffs of green trees. I winced and said, no goodbyes and hallucinaries, and there shall be a flurry of wings. She just calls him Mr. Cat. You better believe it. I believe it, drat it. Cars all backed up. 2 Dale used cars. George Washington truck backed up to the Bronx. Thog's Neck Bridge and scars reminds me of Angelina de la Cronks. And there shall be matrimonial twins and 6 cock-crow-doodle-doo running on a 102's treadmill stress test, wires running out chest, mechanical runner running slowly, escalating at the rate of 2 miles per city block. No hero with clocked future, scintillating if the ticker works and doesn't. Tick-tock. Kings, X, and tickle round my socks. My sexed breath runs short on knees, like pistons churning for balance. Upright Mitchell said he believes the machine went haywire. Not unique to psyche too uptight. Bold by circumstance, running blind if you please, belief. To Bellevue, bell jar in picture, no baller, Rena. To dance forever, 'tis no grace of picture, but the dance goes on. With or without us, balls of Mother Mary red hot, a homogeneous mixture. I can't go stag without a partner. Call Angelina. Bells ring across the room, the floor. to Taudus, and the waltz goes on. Which means cock-a-doodle-doo doesn't crow forever. To sun up, to sundown, was it Mozart or Beethoven that threw rocks at his public? Moon, singulars forever, without the keys, the scales, a Baudelaire in bad art, and the waltz goes in. Proceed, proceed, procure the simulants of deed. She rambled her hair tousled, pushing the shopping cart. I cannot go through this any more. You whore, putting on the hex, you and off, evil girl tart, no more will you receive my seed. On cloud 9, rubber rolling, rubber round, and grandmother, named Lillian Cochran, 85 pounds, dripping wet, 4'11" and wore AAA shoe, mother's mother, full-blood Scot, chick allowed, no bottle in the house, lousely attitude if you ask me, and I bet she could crazy quilt round 5 children of house. But Brother Chess seduced his mother and got his hands on the money. 'Tis sad the way Godzilla got 64%. Fright film of 80s, nuclear, clone, drone, unto his living Israel give it away. The murder, the holier-than-thou bone, extinct and dismal. The animal dinosaur me power, me terror flick, in sexual discontent, so much for that. Underdogs are for betting on. Under lizards of rock beyond, under horses run like the black dog, the photo-finished boar. Leaning towards the wire, the carrot like grog dangles, the rabbit's mouth chokes, self in pawn like Terra. Without risk, Godzilla has his way, waving his forefeet, and in constant moral growling, another call, another discoherent, subjective self. For Godzilla, incoherent scales falling, details calling, thoughts mauling. Both Godzilla and his love, white heroine, no hero. Like Terra without cyst, Godzilla has his way, waving his hind feet in constant moral growling. But who's to say? Constant questions, no answers. The prosecutor has become the proletariat. Perpetrator with her tongue out, ouch. Psychoanalyst, tablet in hand, legs in crotch, coaxed the crimed to the bell-ringing cancers, fondling the goodies with Harriet. Art offers no moral life. The moral is, no moral is, live beyond life, and Mrs. Godzilla defeats King Kong. On 14th Street, the glue sniffer sneaking up Mackinac, yelling for all's worth. Ah, yeah, squirting glue all over his palate. No dummy, not his throat. Overthrow that image in the undertow. Addict versus image of image. Obsessional, sick, distorted psyche, sticking her nose into other people's business to attend to one's frightful concern of busyness. Right up front in her nose and slow out, no justifiable reason for meddling with sloth. Details hanging on her or out her mouth. She has no business. But treachery, the disciples' concept kiss. Your brother or your mother or lover kiss my A, which leaves it up to the abnormal. A for albatross, A for abominable, A for father. Didn't miss that. Did you, Mr. Cat? Did you say? I said nothing. Absolutely okay. We could use a Mr. Bones here. John Death has no prejudice. Poor Bearman picking blueberries of the bridge. Blue, bluer yet now, face it, black, water daughter, some must think it queer. Some do. Some prefer poetry to a beer. She held the flower, trembling with a note, attached from Hans Memling, 1450 to the present time. But my bartender said I wouldn't give a dime for a rosebud without a shower. Fucking bitch calls me up and tells me daily what, when, how, where, and I don't scare. Cow of the pasture grazing brazen, look on her face so sweet, cactus for tongue. Mind dumb, thistles up her ass. The son said, Papa's gonna miss me. That's right, Squirt. Even though angry Papa is Santa Claus, or Pontialism Papa as angry Santa Claus, or Santa angry as Papa Pontialism, see my son, the horse rides the father after the quirt. The moral, the parable becomes a symbol. Of all king's men, this spanking hurts me more than it hurts you. But we gotta learn. Clause after clause, repeating the symbol of unconscious, rage replacing fear, paranoid schizo. She's gonna be at my front door in an hour. Will I hurt her? I won't hurt her, will I? Talking from two sides of opposite worlds. It says diabetes, dry mouth. Talking from two sides of opposite worlds. In my auto-stimulative visualizations, in my low-level attunements, the world's love of possessions, pig Latin for the pig, and pig speaking the spoken word, never understand it squeaking. Anyone can slop the pigs, or hogs in concession. Graffiti of low cause, lower cause. Grecian formula cannot grease the golden pig. And who cares what possession the world is taken a liking to? Procession of common cause, boohoo. They all stand in or on all fours, pig snout, snot, curly tail attentive to the common literal rot. Mud in mind and pork bottom bare. Dream, the white flower, tattooed in blue-black dragons, bruises of a deflowered mind trace to power. Stream of unconsciousness, animaled flagon, into quartz of beastly images down the drain, white petals in beastered red stain. Now, you can win life's big rewards, and if your good luck report is selected from publication, or for publication with 7 lucky elephants, that it will appear at your door, money, love, nice house, new car, gold, jewels, diamonds, good luck, race, tracks, bingo games, cards, and games of chance, happy family life. Notice the prerequisite order. 7 lucky elephants with 7 unflowers lucky. From India unlucky, hallelujah, hallelujah. In the flowers reflection. Trunk, ears, tail, large mouth, Earl Grey, king up the snout of your contemporaries. Elephant scent, walking on the petals, erection perfume to high heaven. I say, what not, Bob? And not 30 bob a week, exemplary. 'Tis not what you say, but how you say it. Elective elephants with loose bowels, constipation, 'tis no problem here. And we spread it among the flowers. She called and said, "Where's my flower?" "It takes one to know one," I said. And she said, "What?" Then I saw it. 7 lucky elephants out of flower from the shower, carrying roses, rose red, 7 rosebuds, and the bartender's voice echoing, "Is in pot, out of plot," somewhat and not assuming among the flowers. And Ms. Godzilla with white light, rose sprite, inner air, in free bumper stickers inside, and eat 'em up, USA, and abide the other day. At Malparis, this lady walks in, black blouse and red roses, and said, "What do you see, me? Not knowing what you say," poses. Her nails painted black with rainbow decalcomania. Is not what you think. Me getting the mental picture of just pour it on, physical America. Me sitting alone, Bob. The leaves falling from 49 years of November's illicit in nostalgia and deficit. The only thing keeps me going, Eleanor Schaub, is you can, or your can, a gift of tuna fishes. Fragmented in the whole, having seen the whole universe in the fork of her eye, me standing like Custer against the odds, scalped of time and liberty, and dangerously trod along the sun's helm. Words in augmentation, old and in celebration too, the matrimonial moon awry. 'Tis not the picture you see, but how you see it. Aside from truth, perversely or perverse, something's gotta give. Sitting with Robin, red-breast Powell, blue-breast now, among the wine and apples cow, submissive, sophisticate, I know how. If we are going to end up together, rather than talk business, I would rather put the padlock round your neck. From here to Atlanta, Georgia. Best of New York City pugilist, female counter-puncher, feigning, weaving, bobbing, left jab, right hook clinching just before I punch her, left hook, routine sparring partner I cannot trust, out for the crown of Lady Elizabeth or Margaret Thatcher. Pow, out on her feet, glassy-eyed and down for the 8 count. Waltz me around again, Willie. Knocked up and silly. Have my daughter, heavyweight belt, the sow. No way to talk to champion. I don't kowtow, she said. Bell ringing. Tie, I said. If I record a song, not long, of my daughter's on a tape recorder, will you listen to it? What? And take 3 minutes out of my life? For a popular idiom? How foul tow cow on 5th Avenue Brown? How now blue cow on 6th Avenue Brown? How much do I love me? Let me count the ways. Utter and teat bitch crazy. Letting arrows fly towards their mark. Verbal insinuations as Ezra Pound's art from the bowstring of the poet's heart. Stuck in cow's eye, bullseye like Cyrano de Bergerac. S-nose as robins flying from London Park. Hark, half centaur, half man, and catchin' the A-train. Or bus with your primate crossfare truss. Pamela, you know how I abhor traveling. 7 years steady, 5 days a day, or a time ready-made phone calls of the muse, musing to the point, musing MCI arrow calls, and that's not the point. Arguments cursing out, God's out, 'tis the point. No point, 'tis the point. As Vermeer's milkmaid squeezing her tit and milk flows, like mother's milk and steady-ready idealism versus Neptune in dreamscapes, eyes closing gently and the giant magnolia sleeps. I told you how sweet it 'tis, ya creeps. You might get shot to the moon in shower and swoon on some bloody loony flower. Cowardism, love and escapism, via war, dreams and opium, voiced in Victrola speaks no more. In whisper the vow before the bow, in fright above the rage, dying without the light. And Grandmother Cochrane Thomas wore in war the tightest corset, in promise your lips so small you couldn't kiss them tits the size of Wonder Bread blimps. The prize the girls used to satisfy their pimps. All's quiet on the home front now. In peace we hold our hands, and in war to the star-spangled anthem. All right, that's page 27, which I would like to stop at 27. And it looks like this book is going to be in 4 parts. It's Sexicon, one blue poem, written in 1985. And this is a verbal audio spoken word reading by the poet in 2015. And again, it's for my son, Sandro Argentino Mateos. Blood is blood, and love is questionable, but nobility, 'tis forever. And the sub-dedication is for all young men who face the intrepidation of dealing with blue women. Again, to be continued.